So hey guys, it's Zion again. And again, long time no talk. I haven't had any games worth recording, or at least any time, or at least not any games that I felt I can play well enough or do something original enough to talk about. So I didn't. And I'm not going to do much editing on this video just for the sake of getting it the hell out there. And this is, of course, a first impressions video, but we're talking about just the state of how Call of Duty starts. On Play the Game, I put a video up talking about sort of the anatomy of the first impressions, is what I called it. And the title got changed to something a little more view-friendly. But the main point was just that never trust a first impressions video, because that's exactly what it is. It means nothing about what the final state of the game would be. If you told me that Black Ops 2 would have turned into a rush fest with a bunch of C4s and EMP grenades, I probably would have been like, what? If you told me Ghosts would turn into a camp fest that bored me to tears, I probably would have said, I don't play that game, why are you talking to me about Ghosts? And if you ask me right now what I think Advanced Warfare will be in several months, I would say one of three things. One, it will be a sniper's paradise. Two, it will be a camper's paradise where the camping spots are innumerable and harder to find. Or C, dead. Because this is not like any Call of Duty we have ever played. And you hear that from absolutely everyone, but it's true. Because this isn't. It's got more shit in it than Call of Duty has ever shit out before. And because of that, it's a very different game. And so I am not doing very well. I am never going to claim to be anything more than maybe a little bit above average. I can barely hold a 2 KD because I don't care to try. I play Call of Duty because it's fun, and it's stupid, and it's mindless, and I don't want to have to think when I come home in the evenings. And so I play Call of Duty because I don't have to think. But it is fun for what it is. There are some things that I don't agree with, and there are some things that I think are completely worthless. But all the same, I have more fun than I am frustrated, even playing solo. Do I think the boosting is necessary? It's interesting. Do I think the maps are okay? They're okay. They're not Ghosts maps, and at the very least, they look good. For the most part, there are some, like, Instinct that are a little too gray and a little too overrun by dead foliage for my tastes. But something like Solar, or Retreat, or Recovery, these maps that are, for the most part, very colorful, very bright, very vibrant. I'm not trying to hold back my puke when I'm looking at these maps. Are the streaks okay? Yeah, the streaks are okay. I don't think there's enough of them. Even though you can technically change up what the streaks do, the only two controllable ones that I've used, the Paladin and the Warbird, are either A, shit, or B, stupid. I don't think there's a happy medium, and I'm going to simply say that I don't believe we're going to find the AC-130 in Advanced Warfare anytime soon. The Paladin and the Warbird certainly aren't. And the Assault Drone is interesting, I guess. The streaks are not, of course, the point of the game. The point of the game is to get back to the gun-on-gun feel that COD 4 pioneered. And I would make the case that while that's a good thing, I think Call of Duty is so indebted to its streaks at this point that maybe they should have focused more on those instead of the gun-on-gun aspects. Now, of course, there are people all around the world who would love to have more gun-on-gun stuff. And I think that there's something to be said for infantry-based combat. I think there's something to be said for it making it fun without making it boring when streaks are in the air. But all the same, I like my Predator missile. I like my Harriers. I like my Pavlo. I don't like the Missile Strike. I don't particularly care for the Paladin or the Warbird. The system hack is interesting but incredibly annoying, both to use and to get struck by, because for the first part, it actually doesn't do much, at least for the last 10 seconds. And when you get hit by it, it's just like, oh god, this is the worst possible time. The weapons, for their part, sound the same across the board. It's all very plucky and plunk. They feel pretty recoilless, and I haven't used all of them. But they all feel relatively unique, and there's always something about them that I can learn. the perks are perks. They're not anything special. I think the tier 2, you can, if you play it right, you can completely do away with and just fill it with a wild card and another perk tier 1 or tier 3. Scavenger and Blast Suppressor are my go-tos, and then either Flak Jacket or Lightweight and always low profile because, well, I don't want to be on the UAV even though I'm jumping around like a madman. Aesthetically, again, the game looks really, really good. I have done some minor color correction here simply because I do that to make the game look brighter, a little more saturated. And I like the fact that they took Ghost's customization system and ran with it. And of course I'll talk about the wholesale copying of other genres and other games in another video, or maybe I even won't because that's a dead horse that doesn't need beating. But I like the fact that, unlike in Ghosts, where it was just like, here's a soldier that looks slightly different on the battlefield. But in practice, you don't really care about the soldier, you care about the red name above his head and the red dot on the radar. That means, here's a bad guy, go shoot him. And I do like the fact that now it means something because there's a lobby in which you can look at these things. Because for the most part, I like the fact that you can add a little something to your character to make him unique. And something I like about Team Fortress 2 is that the aesthetic is always different. Each character has a different look to them. But I've gone on a little too long. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Those are impressions for what they're worth. I'll see you guys next time.